Okay, we are right on the edge of a fundamental shift in how businesses get built. I mean, a massive one. We need to forget about AI as just another helpful tool on our computer. We're stepping into a new world where AI is actually a core part of the workforce itself. And this isn't some far-off sci-fi future. This is the next evolution of the enterprise. And believe me, it's starting to happen right now.
Just imagine this for a second. You've got a brilliant idea, but instead of spending months, maybe even a year, recruiting, interviewing, and onboarding, you assemble a world-class development team in the time it takes to make a cup of coffee. Seriously, what would you build? How would that kind of insane speed completely change your business? And let's be super clear here. This isn't about finding a slightly better outsourcing company or a new platform for hiring freelancers. No, we're talking about a completely new way to build and scale a company from the ground up. What we are talking about is intelligent AI agents that literally function as employees. Think about that. They learn your business, they collaborate with each other, they get better every single day, and they execute incredibly complex tasks. They become the most effective, most tireless team members you could ever possibly imagine. So, to really understand why this is such a monumental shift, we got to take a quick look back at history. You see, every major leap forward in productivity and how we work has always been about one thing: breaking through whatever bottleneck was holding back growth at the time. Back in the industrial era, the bottleneck was pretty simple: physical labor, pure muscle. So we created corporations to organize and scale human output. Then, we hit the digital era and we digitized absolutely everything: finance, communication, logistics. Every single process became data. But the workforce itself, it stayed 100% human. For the last 50 years or so, technology has always been a tool that humans used, right? We digitized the work, but we never digitized the worker. The core operating system of every single company on the planet has been human. Well, until now. And this brings us to this incredible, pivotal moment. For the very first time in history, the main thing holding a company back, the thing slowing down its growth, it isn't the tools or the capital or the machines. The constraint is us. I mean, just look at the mismatch here. It's almost comical when you see it laid out like this. On one side, you have AI models that can reason at a PhD level. They can work 24/7, 365 without ever getting tired, and they have perfect memory, all for pennies per task. And on the other side, you have us. Brilliant, creative, but, limited human workers who need vacations, we forget things, and we come with a significant cost. The capability gap is just staggering. Just let that sink in for a minute. For all of human history, progress was about conquering some external limit: the land, the sea, the elements. Now, the main thing holding us back is our own biological and cognitive bandwidth. And that realization, it changes the entire equation of work. So, where do we go from here? Well, this isn't about replacement. Not at all. It's about partnership. We are now entering the era of the Agentic Enterprise, a totally new kind of organization designed for this new reality. So, what is an agentic enterprise? Well, at its core, it's an organization where humans and AI agents are colleagues. They work side by side as peers. The agents are the ones executing the complex, repeatable workflows, which frees up the humans to focus on what we do best: supervision, big picture strategy, and creative direction. This visual really captures the new structure perfectly, doesn't it? The human role is no longer about doing all the tedious coding or the deep analysis. Instead, the human becomes more like a director, a conductor of a team of tireless AI agents. And this shift, it frees us up for high-level strategy and creative problem solving. The fun stuff. Now, this whole transition isn't going to happen overnight, obviously, but the path forward is pretty clear. We're moving from a world that is completely human-operated to one where AI agents are the engine driving execution, guided by a smaller but much more highly leveraged human team. Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing in theory, but what does it actually look like in practice, right? How do you run a company this way? What's the new operating system for doing business? It really breaks down into 4 pretty simple steps. First, you deploy agents that are trained for specific roles, just like you'd hire a human specialist: a developer, a tester, you name it. Second, human supervise. You approve the big critical decisions, but you let the agents run the routine stuff autonomously. Third, and this is so important, the agents learn your company's unique ways of working, so they get more and more valuable over time. And finally, the whole system is built to improve itself, to constantly optimize its own performance. So, what actually happens when you remove that human constraint on speed and execution? Well, the results are nothing short of transformative. Let me give you a real world example. Picture this: a critical bug hits your production system at 3 a.m. In a normal company, that's a 5 alarm fire. In an agentic enterprise, an AI agent detects it, analyzes the cause, writes the fix, tests it, and deploys it, all in 5 minutes. All of that happens before a human engineer has even seen the alert. I mean, that is truly superhuman speed. That kind of speed is just incredible. But what about the economic impact? What does this new model mean for the bottom line? Let's put a number on it. $11.6 million. That's the savings per year for a company getting the same output of a 50-person development team from a single enterprise agent. The cost savings here aren't just incremental improvements, they are game-changing. They're transformational. But the impact goes so far beyond just speed and cost, it completely reshapes the culture of a company. The old way is a political hierarchy, right? Where who you know can often beat how you perform. The new way? It's a true meritocracy. Your top performers, the real stars, they become these AI overseers, and they use their expertise to direct agent teams and achieve results that were impossible before. And really, that's the ultimate promise here. When the agents are doing the work and the results are just crystal clear and undeniable, there's nowhere left to hide. The best ideas and the most effective people, they just naturally rise to the top. Your company becomes a true meritocracy of results. So I'll just leave you with this question. Think about your absolute best people, your most brilliant engineer, your sharpest analyst. Now imagine they could work 24/7, never forget a single tiny detail, and get measurably better at their job every single day. What could you build? What massive problems could you solve? That is the future that the Agentic Enterprise unlocks.